Hi there, thank you so much for joining me. Earlier this week, I did an Instagram poll to figure out what your reed problems are, and something that multiple people submitted was that you had an issue accessing the low crow on your reed, so you only got like a single note, kind of like the high C, but you couldn't get anything below that. The crow was only a single note. And so what that can add to is sort of like a shallower, more artificial oboe sound. And so I really wanted to address this problem today to help you get like a rich, deep sound, which is like what we want when we play the oboe. This is a bit of a complex and kind of multifaceted issue, but I really hope that this video can help you with this. I have made one other reed adjustment video, which is for total beginners. And so if you haven't done any reed adjusting yet, I definitely recommend that you check that one out first. As I mentioned in the previous video, I've collaborated with Sandpiper Oboe Boutique to make an affordable kit that is for oboists who haven't quite begun making their own oboe reeds, but do want to start adjusting reeds that they're buying from a teacher or online. Please go and check out Sandpiper Oboe Boutique using the link in the description below, and go and show them some love and go order that kit if you do need some reed tools to get you started. To those of you who don't know me, hi, I'm Ron. I make oboe videos every single week, and I would like to encourage you to please like this video and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my upcoming oboe videos. I'm also on Instagram at OboeRon. Let's start with like the basic concept that you want your scrape to be really smooth on the reed. If you have catches and bumps in the reed, in the scrape, that's going to be a place where vibrations are going to get stuck. And so in order for us to access that low crow, you want the vibrations to travel like smoothly from the tip all the way through the rest of the reed. I do want to have the caveat that not every single reed is going to have that low crow or necessarily needs that low crow, but if none of your reeds have that low crow, you're probably doing something wrong that's preventing the reed from vibrating properly. The first thing that I want you to do is just to keep the reed in playing position and kind of see what that sounds like and how easy it is to get that peep going. So for me, it could be a little bit easier. So I think the best thing to do if it's a little bit hesitant is to scrape a little bit off on the corners and the sides of the tip. So I'm going to do that now. So I'm only using the tools that are in the Sandpiper Oboe Boutique kit. And so that includes this beautiful blue steel plaque, all right. So it feels pretty easy. And you definitely want it to be crowing a C. Next up, you want to make sure that you can articulate easily on the reed, and you get a very defined, clear sound. So again, we're just going to play the reed in playing position, and we're going to try to tongue it and see what the quality of the articulation sounds like. So it's not that perfect yet. We're still getting some other kind of nebulous, non-defined sounds. So we're going to go into the transition, and we're going to just like work on that transition a little bit. And I think that that is going to be really the key thing that's going to help you get that low crow. First, I actually like to angle the knife and go in like this. And that kind of helps just create that slope. So I just kind of use the very tip of the knife and create that transition. So I'm going to do that on the 4 quadrants. And then I'm going to scrape kind of the normal way from the heart straight into the tip. That there's like a bit of a double tip, or the way that the transition looks. So now it's going a little bit flat. So going back to the first test, so I'm going to give it a little clip. So for me, I still feel like I can get even more definition on that like articulation, so I'm gonna even go a little farther. I also notice there's like a little bit of extra ear left right here, so I'm just gonna slice that right off. Oh, it looks much better. It's still a little low, so I'm gonna give another clip. Yeah, still low, so I'm gonna clip it again. Yeah, it wants to sit a little low, so I'm gonna even clip it one more time. Now it's becoming a little resistant, so I'm just gonna go back and like this is like a bit of a cycle of how reed making goes, right? It's like things happen and you fix them and then other problems happen, so that's just the way we go around the merry-go-round. So for me, I'm still having trouble accessing that low crow. And so the next step is to go into the back. And for me, I do think that the back on this one can stand to go a little thinner. And it could even go a little bit longer since I still have quite a bit of bark left. So I'm gonna go in just do a couple of long scrapes into the channels. It's there, but it's reluctant to speak. And the other thing I do is like turn the reed upside down, actually scrape it the other way. To get a smooth transition between the back and the heart. I hope this reed works out because this is going to be really annoying. Okay, I'm going to go back to the tip because I still feel the tip can be a little bit thinner. Now we're getting a really, really rich low crow, but it's flat, so now we're going to clip it. Okay, that feels pretty good now. I'm definitely getting much more low crow than I was initially, and now I just want to test the reed in my oboe. So basically, all I've done is I just always wanted to make sure that the peeping position crow was always a C, and it was easy and it articulated well. That's like me knowing that the vibrations at the start of where the reed is at the very tip are working well, and then that they're going through the reed through the transition pretty well. And then finally I went and adjusted the back and just to get a little bit more of the depth into it. But I wouldn't go straight to the back. Like I would definitely follow the order that I did the things in because once you take too much out of the back, it's really easy for the reed to kind of like collapse in on itself and be sort of like weak structurally. So it's worth like following these steps and kind of addressing each problem as it comes. Yeah, so this reed feels like really, really good. It feels really comfortable. It has enough depth in it. It has enough resistance that I have something to blow against. And yeah, it just feels very comfortable to me. All right, thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope this was really helpful to you. Good luck on your oboe journey. Don't forget to let me know in the comments if there's anything that you'd like me to cover in a future video. Please subscribe and hit that thumbs up button below. It is so much appreciated. Have a good day.